The Bachelorette Katie Thurston has had her second group date and all the boys fought for her in a muddy wrestling match. Hey guys, and welcome back to another Shared News from Home. We've got all the details you need to know about Katie's second group date, but before we get into it, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you never miss out on any future videos. As always, I'm your host, Zachary Reality, and I'm joined today by Fiona Zaring and Hibba Berry. And we have a lot to get into because this group date had a lot of drama. This one was one for the books. All the guys had to get down and dirty as they wrestled in a mud pit for Katie's heart. Kaitlyn and Tayshia paired up the guys in sets of 2, and they had to quite literally fight for Katie's heart because the ultimate winner of the wrestling match would win extra time with Katie. Hunter and John were the first 2 to get beat in the first 2 rounds, as they are the 2 scrawniest guys in the bunch. And the third round of the wrestling match is where it all went down. The matchup was between Cody and Aaron. And as soon as Kaitlyn announced their names, Katie and the girls realized they did not even make eye contact with each other, and their gloves were ready to come off. Fiona, what was your initial thoughts on this wrestling date? And who do you think has the best body of the bunch?
Oh my God. I don't even know who has the best body. There were so many that were like really impressive. Can I say everyone? That's such a cop out, but I don't know. They were all
except
crazy.
for John.
Oh, but he I'm that was even fine for me. He's so sweet. But yes, he didn't have the same muscles. I will give you that. Here's the thing. Initially, I totally rolled my eyes at this date concept because we keep seeing some sort of, we've seen it pillow fights with the girls, boxing when they're covered in oil. I was like, we've seen this before. It's the same story every time. But by the time it was Aaron and Cody fighting in that mud, I was super ready to see the story play out the way that it always does. Get some tension, get some drama. So I was into the date overall.
Hibbo, how about you?
I thought it was entertaining as well. And like you mentioned, Fiona, we wanted to get some more details about this Cody and Aaron beef that we saw night 1, where Aaron was just like, I don't like you. And then we're like, wait, what happened? What did we miss? And so we finally kind of got more context a little bit as far as how they knew each other. And of course, they go back. And so we kind of got some more context, like I mentioned. But I mean, it was so pre-planned that they were going to go head to head. I mean, then the last one. So they just always wanted to curate that drama and always leave us on our toes. And of course, obviously, Katie picked up on it as well because they didn't make that eye contact. So there was some history there. And of course, she always had to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, I was just trying to count the abs in every single wrestling match to see, who had the most abs, because that is a good indicator on who is going to go the farthest. I mean, Katie wants this big muscular man. She said that. She wants this manlier guy. So going for war in this wrestling mud pit, you want to date someone who's strong and who can take someone down. But I don't know, maybe she likes the sweet guy like John too. But it really was a war between Cody and Aaron, as they were the 2 biggest guys in the house, and they squared up in this mud wrestling match. Aaron ended up coming out victorious and won some extra time with Katie. And during the extra time, Katie asked Aaron about the tension she noticed. And this is where Aaron revealed that he and Cody knew each other from back home in San Diego. Aaron described Cody as malicious, unkind, and being here for the wrong reasons. And this really upset Katie as she brought these concerns to Cody in the night portion of the date. When Katie later confronted Cody on these allegations, Cody did not have much to say, and he really just let Katie speak her mind. So, Fiona, what are your thoughts on this Cody and Aaron feud? Do you think that Aaron was telling the truth initially? What could have happened between these 2?
Yeah, honestly, I remember thinking back to night 1 being so confused, being really rubbed the wrong way by Aaron. Cody's, little interview moment was more compelling, I think, than what we saw of the 2 of them arguing. Aaron kind of came off as a bully. But watching tonight's episode, I have to say I'm inclined to believe Aaron. I felt like he had the right level of, and I don't know exactly how to put this, but struggle. I felt like when he was explaining to Katie the details, he wasn't relishing in some sort of rehearsed bomb that he planned to drop. It really came off as genuine. Seemed like he was thinking on his feet, trying to paint a picture without being unfair, without fully throwing him under the bus. And it sealed the deal for me when Cody had absolutely nothing to say and absolutely no emotion and barely even defended himself. It seemed very, very bizarre. So if I have to pick a team, I'm Team Aaron. I don't know if it's for the long term or just for right now, but was a weird night.
So, Hiba, what are the odds that these two who have this long beef back from home end up on the same show together? Was this producer planned?
I'm always trying to sniff out what's already
Mhm.
planned and produced ahead of time, and I think this was I mean, it has to be. I mean, what are the odds that both of these guys were casted for this season? And like you and I were speaking off camera, we noticed that there's a lot of people from the San Diego area. Maybe I think there's at
Mhm.
least 3 to 4, and I mean, someone had to end up knowing one another, and I guess it was Cody and Aaron in this situation. And, in the initial confrontation when Katie was talking to Cody, you can see he kinda, like, fumbled a little bit with his words. He was kind of caught blindsided, like, "Oh, shoot, like, she's actually catching on, like, I'm being called out here." And so I thought that was a really telling moment in a way, and again, he had no defense. He didn't even try to fight, for Katie and for her trust. It just kinda was like, "Oh, shoot, I got caught. I guess I'm just gonna, have to take the L and just go home, and save face at the same time." So I think it just for Cody, it wasn't worth fighting over Aaron and Katie to defend himself and to stay in the competition. I think it was just kind of a situation where he just realized, like, okay, I can't put on this act anymore. People are catching on. And now Aaron's here. He knows this supposed past that I've had. So I think it was just a messy situation for Cody to continue in, anyways. So I think the best thing for the season for Katie and for him himself was just to leave.
So it ended up upsetting Katie more that Cody had nothing to say after she confronted him about the things that Aaron said about Cody. So Katie ended up sending Cody home. And after an amazing one-on-one conversations with Andrew and Hunter, Katie ultimately decided to give her group date rose to Andrew. The two even kissed, and Andrew made his intentions very clear that he was here for the right reasons. Fiona, what were your thoughts on Katie sending Cody home and Andrew getting the one-on-one group date rose?
I absolutely love Andrew. I'm not going to go so far as to say he's like a solid front runner for me yet, but I really hope so. I thought it was so wise, smart, sweet how he looked around at all of these guys, trying to figure out, put the pieces together, and he had the intuition to just stand up and go look for Katie, and he didn't pounce. He brought her a drink. He kind of led the way, followed her lead, didn't sort of force her into having a conversation if she wasn't ready to sit down and talk and move on. But I think he single-handedly turned that night around. He made her feel reassured. He made her feel heard and comfortable. He was so sweet. I thought he absolutely deserved that rose, and I just can't wait to see more from him, honestly.
You said that he made her feel reassured, and then you said he made her feel heard. I did not know that you were a poet, Fiona, maybe even a rapper, but I really enjoyed the alliteration. Fiona, what was your thoughts on Cody's exit? He kind of just seemed like he took the L and left the show and really had nothing to say. It kind of seemed like Aaron was the one that was right. He probably wasn't there for the right reason.
Well, yeah, it was weird. We didn't even see a moment in the car. We didn't even see an exit interview, right? Like, this whole thing has a little bit of a tinge of bizarreness from literally what we saw of them in the first episode. The fight came out of nowhere with no context. Then you have tonight, obvious producer play, putting them in the ring together. Katie, Tayshia, and Kaitlyn were mind readers, picked up on the drama. And then she
Right.
sent him home after he literally went into robot mode and shut down. Like, the whole thing has been weird. I think his exit was sus. I think he was sus. I don't know. I'm not feeling good about him.
Hiba, are you going to miss Cody?
No. I think, again, there wasn't any type of deep connection that we saw with him. He, again, wasn't trying to defend himself or fight for Katie. So I think maybe this was kind of a good riddance moment. Maybe it was just a blessing in disguise, kind of get rid of dead weight. Someone that, again, isn't even there to fight for her. So I'm just happy this maybe just happened for a reason. I mean, we're just doing some spring cleaning here. Let's see if there's more spring cleaning done in the next episode. But again, it was just dead weight, and it was just kind of meant to happen.
Cody could have maybe tried to stay in the game, in the competition, if he fought for it, but he really just didn't fight for it. He let Aaron win. So we're definitely going to have to see these two on the tell-all, and maybe they can hash out their beef, and we can find out
True.
what really happened back home in San Diego, because we still don't know. So that is everything we have to share with you guys today. So let us know what you guys think. Are you team Cody? Are you team Aaron? Comment down below. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell, because we'll be back with more Bachelorette recaps soon. As always, I'm your host, Zachary Reality, and I was joined by today As always, I'm your host, Accurate Reality, and I was joined today by Fiona Zaring and Hibba Berry. Our social media handles are on the screen right now, so be sure to give us a follow and say hello. That is all we have for you guys today, so thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!